Hi guys, this is a video update for our third day in Rome. Today is, what is it? Sunday,
July 5th.
July 5th. Yeah, we started out the day going to Ostia Antica, which, if you haven't heard of it, is this
City
former,
of Ruins.
yes, it used to be a port town right off the coast, but the coast has grown, extended, I guess, so it's no longer on the coast. But yeah, it's significant because first of all, these ruins are like super old. They're like 400 AD is when the town started, and then second, Rome kind of took over, and it became a really important port town and center for commerce and stuff.
It's called it's supposed to be like the first settlement of Rome.
Or, yeah, the first colony. Yes, first thing that Rome took over once the empire started growing.
Right.
But yeah, headed out there, and on our way had to ride on this crazy full train.
Yes. Just tons and tons of sweaty bodies packed
Yes.
into one little tiny space, and
Yes.
it was very not good smelling.
No, yes. We hadn't had that occur to us yet on this trip to Europe, crazy full.
Packed. Yeah.
London,
Hadn't really happened
London
yet.
sometimes the tube is full and you have to stand, but this was insane a little bit.
Yeah.
It was yeah. But we had that problem there, and then also on the way back into town from Ostia Antica, and then also tonight on our bus. So it's a reoccurring theme. So just something to be aware of if
Keep
you're
you
going to be
updated.
using public transport in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
But we headed out there, which it's a little ways outside of Rome. But today we actually got in for free because it is the first Sunday of the month. Normally it should have cost €8 each.
Yes.
Got it for free.
The first Sunday of every month, for those who do not know, tons of stuff is free in Rome. Don't know why, but that's the way they do things.
Yeah. So yeah, spend some time out there, and I think
Used an audio guide by Rick Steves.
yes, you can
which was
download his
free.
app and then download that particular audio guide for free.
Yep.
Listen to it, makes it a lot more meaningful to
Yeah.
know what you're actually looking at. So we'd recommend that. And then from there, we headed back into town on the crazy
Train.
on the crazy train.
On the crazy train. Funny story about heading in to Ostia Antica. Once we got to the train station, the metro station, we were heading out. We passed what would you say? How would you say this?
Pile of
Human
feces.
Just in the subway station.
Yeah.
We have not seen this any other subway station in Rome, so it's not just like a thing that happens here. It was literally like a disgusting occurrence.
Yes.
So, you're welcome for that story.
Yes. Okay, so headed back into town from Ostia Antica, and then moved on to see the Castel St. Angelo once we remembered that a lot of things are free the first Sunday of the month. So we actually got into the Castel St. Angelo for free.
Also.
Yes, which is normally about €12. Didn't spend a lot of time there because we hadn't done a lot of research, so we mostly just went to the top and got some awesome views.
Incredible views.
As opposed to going through all the exhibits and all the things you can read about history.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool building. It was originally a mausoleum. Hadrian's mausoleum. But then it became a fortress, a
Kind of a safe haven.
safe haven for popes to retreat to, and then I don't know, other
Yeah.
it's had
There's
a lot of uses.
supposedly a connection between St. Peter's Basilica and this mausoleum.
Yeah, it was
so
or is a
connection.
walkway.
Yeah.
But so it was pretty cool, and it was free for us. I think it's at least 12.
Or more. Who
12
knows?
or more.
I can't remember.
So I don't know if it'd be worth that, but
If you get lucky,
yes,
like we did.
yes, but if it's your thing, then it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
So I spent some time there, and then headed to have an early dinner, which was great. More great Italian pasta,
Mm-hmm.
and some good conversation. We ran into Hertz, got seated next to a mom and her two daughters from Sweden. Is that right?
Sweden, yeah.
Yeah, they were like just stoked to talk to us about
Yeah.
America and
Yeah, they spoke a little bit of English, and they heard us talking, and so they're like, "Where are you from?"
yeah,
And they guessed, like, one of them guessed we were from England, one of them guessed we were from Australia.
Yeah,
So they can't really distinguish between our accents, I guess.
maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, it was fun to talk to them. They were
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. So yeah, had some dinner and then headed to the Borghese
The Villa Borghese.
which is a big old park,
Gigantic.
park on the east side of Rome, surrounding the Borghese Gallery.
Yeah. The time that we went, the time of day, it was very peaceful.
Yeah, we went probably like 6 or 6:30
Mm-hmm.
in the evening, so it was like close to dusk, and
People just like to chill there.
yeah, it's like definitely a lot. That's where a lot of Romans just go, where the locals go to
Yeah.
chill.
Get some fresh air,
Yeah,
just hang out.
and some tourists too, obviously. But
Right.
and then we met a girl there who was from California.
Yeah. Just taking a run through the park, saw us kind of struggling to take a picture of ourselves, and
Yes.
just offered. She initially spoke Italian to us, and then once she realized that we did not understand her, she's like, "English?" And we were like, "Yes."
Yes.
And she just was happy to chat with us for a little while.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of kind people today.
Yeah, we've met some cool people in Rome, which we hadn't really done in the other countries. Hadn't really connected with any strangers. But yeah, so that was an awesome thing.
Haven't got pickpocketed.
Yes, Rome is supposedly like
Notorious for
a big hotspot, and
We felt really safe, and
yes, at the Villa Borghese, and we walked kind of along the western side of the park, which had awesome views, looking west over Rome.
yeah,
And like we said, it was dusk, so
yeah.
definitely
Just seemed
recommend
like a
doing
really
that.
cool place to hang out
Yeah.
and eat and
We weren't planning on doing that, but we had more time than we thought, so definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
It's free. Um,
and it's gigantic. We just saw a tiny fraction of it, and
Yeah.
we loved it.
yes.
So
So that was a great little added bonus to our day.
yeah,
And then from there, we decided to do a night walk.
by Rick Steves.
Yes, we do. We read and watched a lot of his stuff. So
Yes,
but
he
we
gives
started.
great advice.
Yeah, started from the Villa Borghese down to the Spanish Steps, which weren't that far, and was super cool.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's obviously a lot of tourists, but it felt like pretty, like there's a lot of Romans just like
Sitting.
enjoying Sunday evening, just sitting and talking. And
It felt authentic. It felt great. to
yeah,
us.
and so it was close, even
Yeah.
closer to dusk, and we could have sat there for like hours and just talked and had some gelato. That's what I wanted. But
Yeah.
continued on from there to what was next? Trevi's Fountain,
Yes.
which they are like cleaning or something.
Yeah.
So that was a big disappointment. I didn't realize how excited I was until we got there.
And realized how ginormous.
Yeah, I didn't
it
know
is.
that it was that big. So
Yeah, it's under some kind of restoration. 2015 must be like restoration
I don't
year
know.
for everywhere.
everywhere
because,
we go, there's construction.
yeah, or like
restoration.
people have
Maintenance.
what are those called? The like metal
Scaffolding?
scaffolding. There's scaffolding covering like everything.
So that was disappointing, but now that I've seen it, I would definitely recommend going, even though it's a super touristy thing and it's probably gonna be crowded.
Yeah.
But it's big and it's very cool
Yes.
looking.
There's tons of people
And
trying to
free.
sell you stuff everywhere
Yes.
on this particular walk. Yeah, but we went through several different public squares,
Mm-hmm.
including Campo dei Fiori, Piazza Navona, and Piazza, can't even remember what it's called.
Yes.
One of the less famous, also less crowded.
Yes. So yeah, we did that night walk, which some parts of it were like great. Spanish Steps is great, and
Yeah.
but the piazzas are kind of just like big squares, sometimes with fountains in them, with like surrounded like a big rectangle of restaurants.
And
So
tons of people trying to
Yeah.
sell you stuff.
So if you're looking for like a place to have dinner, it could be really cool, like really cool atmosphere.
Fun
But
environment.
if you're just walking, there's not a lot to really do. You just kind of get there and then
Yeah.
look around for a second. And
Yeah.
so take that advice if you want to.
Yeah, I would say that we timed everything pretty well, and experiencing Rome kind of at dusk into the evening is pretty cool. So if
Yeah.
you wanted to do something similar to us, just Rick Steves' Rome book,
Yes.
he'll talk about it, and you can just follow that path if you want to, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I ended up doing that and then heading home. What else do we want to
We wanted
mention?
to talk about the Roma Pass.
Yes.
We decided to do the 3-day pass.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not our best decision
Well,
on this trip.
for some reason, we had seen that stuff was free on the first Sunday of the month, but we didn't
Factor it in as much as we should have.
Yes.
Sunday was going to fall into our Roma Pass, though, either way, just because
Today,
of
yes.
how things are timed for us. But the Roma Pass, for those who don't know, is basically you pay I think it's €36 right now per person, per pass, and it gives you unlimited public transportation, which includes buses, trains, metro, all of that. And then it also gives you 2 free admission, which you can skip the ticket lines. We're going to use it for tomorrow because there's gigantic lines. And then we were planning on using it for the Vatican. We were under the absolutely wrong impression that it was included, but it's not.
So, and then we're going to use it for Ostia Antica, which ended up being free.
Then we were going to use it for the Castel, but then it was free.
So
we still have 2 free admissions.
Yes. So based on our itinerary, it looks like it was maybe a little bit of a mistake to buy it. But if you're not here on the first Sunday of the month, then
definitely be worth it.
Yes.
It gives you discounts also.
Yes, on after your first 2 sites, the rest of them you get I think usually it's around 30% off of regular ticket prices.
Yeah.
But go to their website, check out which things are included because it's not every single site in Rome.
Do your research.
Yes. So yeah, Roma Pass can be great.
Yeah, if you time it correctly.
Yeah.
And then also we wanted to mention tons of pretty much everything is closed on Sundays and Mondays.
Sundays not as Mondays. I think the only things that are open is basically the Coliseum, Forum, Valentino, and the Pantheon.
I'm talking about stores and everything
Yeah.
is closed.
Yes.
So if you're planning on purchasing things like bus tickets or if you need to go to a tobacco shop, which those seem to be really popular places to get passes and things, don't plan on buying one on Monday or Sunday because they're closed. So.
Yes. So anything else?
Other than that, we're having a fantastic time in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
It can feel a little bit sketchy at times, but once you sort of get your feet underneath you in the city, you kind of just have to readjust a little bit. It can feel really fun and really safe and really great.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed today was when we got above the city and we were on these areas where you can just look out. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful and amazing. And then things just sort of get a little bit nicer and people get a little bit nicer when it cools off in the evening. So the heat can beat you, but yeah, if you're out and you stay out into the evening, things can get a little bit cooler. The atmosphere gets really cool. So Rome is awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching this installment of our vlog, and if you're enjoying these, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and then access them through that, which would be great. We appreciate. Or if you want to see what we're doing on Instagram, search for the hashtag Miranda's on the Move, and we've been tagging all our pictures and videos and stuff with that, so you can see what we're seeing. And as I said in our previous video, I'm wanting to do some little montages at the end of stuff that we've seen a day, but we're having some constraints with memory and internet access and stuff. So hopefully that'll happen, and if it doesn't happen, I'm definitely going to be doing some of that once we get home. and you can check out those videos then. But like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. I guess.